Okay, so we finished one room. It was the master bedroom. I'll link the video down below. But today we're working on Logan's room. We are completely transforming it. This one, it has come a long way. There's a huge transformation, lots of holes that were patched, and I'm ready to share it with you guys. I have been sharing smaller clips and like behind the scenes over on TikTok every single day. So if you're not following us on TikTok, it is LightsCameraYorks. Go give us a follow. I am posting every single day, and if I'm not posting on here, I am posting more house content over there. So give us a follow if you enjoy watching these renovation videos. And let's get to the room. Like last time, I have it on my computer because this was filmed quite a bit ago, so I'm just now getting to editing it. So let's get started. Now the first thing that I did was start with these shelves. They were heavy. I was not expecting how heavy these shelves were. The whole wall was covered in them, so taking the shelves down obviously was gonna make the room bigger because they stood out quite a bit, and I don't have a lot of things to hang up on the walls for Logan's room, so I decided to take them down. So yeah, these shelves were a pain. They were a pain because the anchors that were used in the wall created like the biggest holes. Taking them down, getting the anchors out was a challenge. Filling the holes, like they were giant holes. I should have literally stuck something in the wall, so I just had to patch them one time, but it took me 3 coats of spackle, filling it in and then waiting for that to dry, sanding it and doing it again. I had to do it 3 times. It was a lot of holes in this room for sure.
But these anchors are freaking horrible. When they screw them into the wall, they put a screw into it, it pulls and wrinkles it like this. Well, trying to get them out is impossible. It's just ripping your drywall all up. So I took one of these screws, right? I screw it in slightly, like 3 threads, and then I hammer it, and it knocks the head off, but it straightens it out, and it slides right out of the wall. Let me show you. Take this screw, I screw it in 3 threads, because these things are like impossible to get out. Just beat it with a hammer. All right, so it should be straightened out now. Slides right out.
Now this room I actually prepped myself, and it took a lot of work, and I was like super confident because obviously we had done the master bedroom before, so I was like a little bit faster at things and I knew how to like do things by myself. There is quite a bit of like dust in the corners on the ceiling, just like dust bunnies and like webs and stuff like that, so I'm gonna take the broom and try to knock them all out. And then I'm gonna go back in with a wipe. Ceiling is so gross. I wonder what's in there. Get the corners because there's like a ton of stringy stuff. And then I'm gonna go ahead with the paint color of the room, and I'm gonna do the whole trim. So then we're able to spray paint in here. I actually just did a second round of patching up the holes. Waiting for that to dry. When they're done, I'll sand them again, and then we'll paint the room. I'm gonna attempt to take out the curtain rods with this. I never used the power drill before, so. I got it. I gotta patch up those holes. I gotta patch up those holes too. Oh man, make that 64 holes in the room. Alright, that took way longer than it needed to be honest. I am getting faster at it because in the master bedroom I was way slower than this. So. When I lived in Puerto Rico, a hurricane took our house, like completely wiped it down. So my mom, with like the money that she got for the house that she owned that got taken away by the hurricane, she actually built herself a whole house, a freaking house. From the ground up in Puerto Rico. She built it. My grandma lives in that house now. Can you believe that? She built the whole house before YouTube was a thing. I don't know how she did it because I'm over here like YouTubing everything under the sun, and I feel like I wouldn't be able to do this without YouTube or Google. So props to my mom for building a whole house because it's not easy. It's not easy. Why am I putting this away? I have a whole other window I gotta do. Moving on. You know what? I wish I could put music on, but I can't because Logan's is downstairs playing and I need to be able to hear him. So no music for me. Even more of a boring job, but it's very important to prep good, guys. Put a little bit of paint in here. Call it a day. This thing is too heavy, so this is what I do. This is how I shake up the paint. Think smarter, not harder, right? Am I right, people? Am I right or am I right? Alright. I think that's good. I wanted to paint the trim because Elvis was actually going to go with the spray gun and just spray paint the whole room. So I went ahead and did the trim, and then after I did the trim, I actually taped off all of the windows because that spray gun, it does make it faster. It creates like so many fumes. And there's not like a ton of ventilation, and I obviously have to tape off the windows. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the spray gun. It is faster, but it just makes such a mess. And then like all of the fumes and like the dust just sticks to things. And then it's just like paint getting stuck on stuff. The room is prepped. I got the windows taped off, the outlets, even though we're changing them. I just don't want to get spray paint inside. And I didn't record me doing all of the holes, but it literally took 3 times. I had to patch them 3 times to get it right. I'm gonna take this door out because I wanted to repurpose them, but they're just not in good condition. They have tons of holes and fraying at the bottom, so we're gonna replace those doors. Let's paint. And you can see like it is so much faster to paint with the spray gun. I don't know, it's just like you can even see in the clips like it's like a little hazy. Like it was just so many fumes. And yes, we are not wearing the right mask for this job. We did get respirator masks. Now this ceiling, there was stuff splattered on the ceiling and very like discolored. There was like yellowing around the edges and stuff like that. So I went ahead and painted the ceiling. I'm actually painting all of the ceilings. It is hard to paint ceilings. Like it hurts my neck. But yeah, that had to be done because the ceiling was really, really dirty. And yeah, painting is just not my favorite thing. Painting rooms, not my favorite thing. I also went ahead and did the trim. Once the walls were spray painted, I repainted the trim flat white on all of the windows. You can see how like the paint was like yellowed already because it's been some time since it's been touched up. The walls and the ceiling and the baseboards, everything was just dirty. You can tell it was like a kid's room prior and everything was just like discolored and things like that. So just cleaning it up and a fresh coat of paint and obviously patching up the millions of holes went like a really long way. And you might not know what to do with the space, but like honestly just start with cleaning it up, a fresh coat of paint, and go from there because it just instantly brightens up the room and makes it look clean, bright, and inviting. Now because we did not take the baseboards out of this room like we did with the master bedroom, in order to put the carpet in, we needed a little bit of a gap at the bottom of the baseboard so we can tuck in the carpet. And that's what Elvis did. He cut a little bit off of the baseboards. I went ahead and cleaned everything up with the shop vac, and that prepped the floor to be able to lay the tack strips and do the carpet and all of that stuff. So we were doing things like little by little. As you can see from the change of clothing, this took a few days. The trim, I did end up painting the rest of the trim. I know here it looks like I didn't fully paint the trim, but I did end up finishing it. From the previous carpet that was there was just like some carpet stuck to it, so I went ahead and sanded it, and then I went in with some paint. But as you can see, just repainting the baseboards a stark flat white, like instantly. It just looks so good, especially with the wall color. This vent, like I mentioned in our previous video, I actually changed all of the vents in the house. I still have a few to do, but I changed like the main ones because it looks like they have never been changed, and it was just, they were very, very, very dirty and rusty. Some of them were growing mold. So I wanted to completely change them. I got them from Home Depot. They were like $11 each. And I actually lined them up with mesh because we had a bug problem in this house. So I lined them with a screen mesh. Even the ones in the ceiling, like I am not playing with that. And then I changed it. I just replaced the vent, and like instantly that elevates the room because the vent is clean and you breathe fresh air. The caulking, after I painted the baseboards, I went ahead with some caulking on the top to seal it and give it a clean finish. As you can see, like it just looks so much more professional. You just have clean edges and like clean lines. And I cut the tip quite like small, so it wasn't like a lot of it coming out. And then once I like laid it, I just took my finger and I just wiped it across and it took off all the excess. That was my favorite part. Like it was just so much fun to do the caulking because it kind of like put the finished product together, like between the wall and the baseboard, melted them together. These are the tack strips. I went ahead because I already knew from doing it in the master bedroom. I went ahead and took the time to do it myself while Elvis was working. I laid the tack strips a little bit closer to the baseboards because, like, unlike last time, we did not take out the baseboards this time, so they didn't need to be that far away. So I just cut them to size and put them in the room. This is hard to put because with the baseboards on, like hammering it without damaging the baseboards, it was a challenge. I nicked the baseboards quite a few times. Now I am cleaning the room, like literally making sure there's no dust, there's no nails, there's nothing, because the last thing you want is to lay that padding and carpet and then there's like a screw or something that you can feel underneath. So I went ahead and sweeped it twice, make sure nothing was on the floor, and then I started laying the padding, which was quite interesting because I was doing it by myself, like I mentioned. So yeah, this actually wasn't as hard to do. Just the measuring, like the measuring and being precise part, I'm like, oh, it takes some time for me. Like I really struggle with that, but I did it. I went ahead with the laid it out, measured it, cut it to size. I did use scissors to be like more precise. Professionals don't use scissors. I'm not a professional. Once I was happy with the placement of the padding, I just made sure there was no bubbles in the padding. I kept like stretching it out a little bit and then doing the hammer tacker, and then with duct tape, I taped the seams so they don't move around once we lay the carpet on top. And then I did cut the closet to size a little bit, but then I left that for Elvis because I didn't want to I did not want to do it. And then Elvis here is laying the carpet and using the kicker to stretch the carpet and attach it to the tack strip. And then here is Elvis cutting all of the corners of the doors and all that with the carpet. He was so much faster and like better, obviously, because it's the second time around. But this room, obviously the room's smaller too, but he had to do more transition strips in this room and he was like so much better at it. So here he's doing a transition to the closet. This tool is actually a pizza making tool that has spikes. They actually like, it's for like pizza dough, but he used it for the carpet to kind of blend everything in when the glue was hot in the pieces, and he really liked using that. Yeah, he had quite a bit of transitions in this room just because of the set of like how it was laid out. Elvis is super good with the carpet. We're so happy with it. Like it came out so good, and we went with the cheapest carpet that we could find at Home Depot. Here he's actually, once all the carpet is stretched out and attached to the underneath that little gap that he had created before, and then it was good. I actually went ahead and cut all of the stringly fibers of the carpet along the baseboards because we were like scared that if you were vacuuming and the vacuum would get stuck to one of those fibers, it would like lift up and fray the carpet. So we went ahead and just cut, you know, like around the baseboard, any little pieces that were like sticking up. Putting some finishing touches. Are we almost done with it? Yeah. Putting some finishing touches. We changed out the outlets. We went ahead and made them white because they were a cream color, and they were also like very old. Some of them were like cracked and breaking, so just for safety purposes also, not only cosmetic, we went ahead and changed them white. And then I just gave the fan a quick wipe down because it was actually in good condition, and we actually bought the master bedroom's fan to match this one because this one and the other room had the same fan and they were in good condition, so we just kept it. With all of that done, let's go ahead and see how the room came out. I cannot believe we did this. Like, we did this room, every inch of this room. I'm so excited. What do you guys think of the room? I have such an appreciation for people that do this on an everyday basis. It requires so much work and skill. The amount of Google searches that we have been doing to just even do the simplest things, it's a little embarrassing, but we're learning new things. It feels so motivating to have a room done. Like, if you see our house right now, it is a complete disaster, and it's like literally a construction zone, and it's a little overwhelming, but seeing like a room finished from like start to finish is so motivating, and I'm ready for more. I love Logan's room. It has to be probably my favorite room that we've done so far. And that's because it just had such a like surreal before and then after, you know what I'm saying? It's like a really like stark difference. If you want to see the room furnished, I will have it over on TikTok. So once you're watching this video, go to my TikTok, give it a follow. I will be posting the room furnished. Yeah, his room looks so cute put together with all of the furniture. So if you want to see that, go over to TikTok. I will be posting the full furnished room. Another room done. Thank you for watching today's video, and we will see you in the next one.